Estimating quotients. Words to know: estimate, divide, quotient, rounding, compatible numbers. I can estimate to solve division problems. Estimation keywords. Let's list a few words that let us know we're going to estimate before solving. Approximately, about, round, close to, nearest to, around. One form of estimation is called rounding. Rounding is round the numbers to the highest place value or a place specified in the problem, such as the tens, hundreds, or thousands if your dividend got that large. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at your dividend, and 5, we're going to go to the nearest hundred, so 5 is going to do the talking. 5 tells that 2 that it needs to go up to 300. So I have 300 divided by, I'm going to leave that 6 the same, and I'm not going to round it. So I have 300 divided by 6. I'll write that out underneath my little house. And using mental math, I know that 6 goes into 30 5 times, which is 30. Subtract, I get 0. Bring down my 0. 6 goes into 0 0 times. My quotient is 50. Another way to estimate is to find compatible numbers. This is where you change the dividend to a number that is compatible with the divisor, meaning that the divisor is a basic fact of the dividend. What I'm going to do is I have the same problem that I had earlier, 258 divided by 6, and this time I'm going to find compatible numbers. I'm going to think about my multiples of 6, and I know that 6 times 4 is 24. So 24 is very close to 258, or 24 if I added a 0. 240 would be close to 258. So I'm going to change 258 to a compatible number of 240 so that I have 240 divided by 6. I know that 6, I can do this mentally because 6 goes into 24 4 times, and then I have a 0, so it is 40. If I wrote it out underneath my little house, 6 goes into 24 4 times, that is 24. 0, bring down my 0. I get 40 for a quotient. Let's try 357 divided by 8 with both rounding and compatible numbers. I'm going to start with rounding, and the 5 is going to do the talking, so it's going to tell my 3, because it's 5 or more, to go up to 400. So I would have 400 divided by 8. If I write it underneath the house, 8 goes into 40 5 times. That is 40. Get 0. Then I'm going to bring down my other 0. It goes 8. I have 50. Now, if I try at compatible numbers, in a minute, I'm going to look for a number that's a multiple of 8. I know that 8 times 4 equals 32. 32 is pretty close to 35. So I'm going to go 320 divided by 8. And what will I get if I put it underneath the house and use mental math? I have 8 into 320. That goes 4 times. Bring down.
It traces
0. Bring down the 0. 8, 40. The answer is, the quotient is 40. How about you try this time? Aiden has 343 pieces of Halloween candy that he wants to share equally with himself and 5 of his friends. Around how many pieces will each person get? I want you to look at a couple of key words. First of all, it says himself and 5 of his friends. Himself being 1 plus 5 of his friends. Also, I have the keyword each that tells me I'm going to divide, and around that tells me I'm going to estimate before I divide. If I would have, now that I've underlined the question, I can solve this problem. Remember to solve this problem with both methods of estimation, rounding, and compatible numbers. Turn it in to Edmodo and explain how you solved it both ways.